Welcome to BookTube English. Let's improve our English while exploring the most widely read books in the world. This channel features a variety of genres: self-help, business, health, religion, and spirituality, all organized into separate playlists. Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe one of those weeks, or even months, where you just feel off? You can't quite put your finger on it. You're not sick, not really, but you're tired all the time. You feel a little disconnected, maybe a bit lonely, or anxious for no clear reason. It's like your internal radio is just static, and you can't find the right station. What if I told you that this feeling of being out of sync has been understood for thousands of years? And what if I told you that the map to retuning yourself, to finding your clarity and your energy again, is not only accessible, but it's sitting right here, inside a book designed specifically for people who are just starting to ask these big questions? Today, we're diving into a guide that has helped tens of thousands of people find their balance. A guide that doesn't require you to be a guru or a mystic, but just someone who is curious and ready for a positive change. The book we are exploring today is called Chakra Healing, a beginner's guide to self-healing techniques that balance the chakras, written by the incredibly insightful Margarita Alcantara. Now, before we even crack open the cover, let's talk about the impact this book has had. On Amazon alone, it has over 28,000 ratings. Let that sink in. 28,000 people felt moved enough by this book to leave a review. That's not just a book, that's a movement. It shows that the topic it covers, this idea of internal energy centers, is something people are deeply curious about and are finding real, tangible help with. On Goodreads, it holds a solid 3.94-star rating, a testament to its value and readability among a community of dedicated readers. So, who is the woman who has guided so many people on this journey? The author, Margarita Alcantara, is not just a writer, she is a practitioner. She is a licensed acupuncturist and a Reiki master. She runs her own private practice in New York City called Alcantara Acupuncture and Healing Arts. This is so important because it means the information in this book isn't just theoretical. It's born from years of hands-on experience, from working with real people, with real problems, day in and day out. She is described as a natural empath, someone who can deeply feel and understand the experiences of others. Her approach is about connecting the dots between our physical health, our emotional state, and our spiritual well-being. She believes, and she demonstrates in her work, that you can't truly heal one without addressing the others. So when you read her words, you're getting advice from someone who has dedicated her life to this holistic form of healing, someone who blends ancient wisdom with a modern, compassionate understanding of the struggles we all face. So, what is this book, Chakra Healing, all about? The description puts it perfectly. It is the complete guide to balancing your chakras and healing your mind, body, and spirit. Maybe you're hearing this word chakra and you're a little intimidated. It sounds mystical, complex, maybe even a bit out there. But the entire purpose of this book is to demystify it, to make it simple, practical, and accessible to absolutely anyone, regardless of your background or previous knowledge. At its core, the book introduces us to the idea that within all of us, there are 7 powerful centers of energy. Think of them like invisible, spinning wheels of light that run along the center of our body, from the base of our spine to the crown of our head. Each of these 7 chakras governs specific aspects of our life, our body, and our emotions. For example, one might be related to our sense of security and belonging, another to our creativity and passion, another to our ability to communicate our truth. The book promises that by learning to work with these energy centers, you can begin to heal a whole range of issues. We're talking about physical things like pain, allergies, indigestion, and headaches. But we're also talking about the emotional and mental static I mentioned earlier. Things like fatigue, loneliness, and that general feeling of being stuck or out of balance. The genius of Margarita Alcantara's approach is that she shows you step by step how to first identify what might be ailing you, and then how to trace it back to a specific chakra that might be blocked or out of harmony. It's like being given a diagnostic map to your own inner world. And how do you do the healing? This is where the book truly shines and becomes an indispensable toolkit for self-care. It doesn't just give you one method, it gives you a whole variety of techniques so you can choose what resonates with you. It's a multi-sensory, holistic approach. You'll learn how to connect with your chakras using everything from meditation and focused breathing exercises to the use of crystals and essential oils. It even brings in physical practices like yoga, with specific poses designed to open and align each chakra. The book also touches on how your diet, the very food you eat, can influence your energy centers. One of the most praised aspects of this book is its user-friendly design. It's filled with helpful illustrations. There are detailed photos and drawings that make the tools and exercises incredibly easy to understand. When it talks about a specific crystal, it shows you what it looks like. When it suggests a yoga pose, it illustrates it clearly. This visual element removes all the guesswork and makes the learning process not just easy, but enjoyable. The entire approach is, as the title suggests, for beginners. It provides accessible, bite-sized advice that requires absolutely no previous knowledge. You don't need to be an expert to start your healing journey, you just need to be open and curious. Now, before we dive into the profound quotes from this book, I just want to briefly touch on what other readers have said. Across the board, people praise this book for being a comprehensive yet simple guide. Customers consistently highlight how the book provides foundational knowledge in a way that's very didactic and easy to follow. They love the visual appeal, the beautiful color sections with pictures of crystals, and the clear illustrations of yoga poses. Many call it an excellent starting point, a great primer for anyone curious about chakra healing. They describe the writing as approachable, the layout as nice and easy to read, and ultimately, they find it to be a fantastic value, a true treasure, and a great investment for their self-care journey for years to come. And it's not just beginners who find value here. Even people with existing knowledge say they learned something new. It's celebrated by experts too. Star Spirit Woman, a shamanic teacher and Reiki master, calls it a great book to begin working on the many layers of the body. Penelope Quest, a renowned Reiki master and author, praises it as lovely, well-written, easy to understand, and comprehensive, highlighting the useful illustrations. Soul Wealth coach Perina Stewart goes as far as to say, if you're looking for one book to start your healing journey, Chakra Healing: A Beginner's Guide is the book you require. The consensus is clear. This book is a trusted, effective, and beautifully presented guide.
All right, now let's get to the heart of it, the ideas that make this book so transformative. I've pulled 5 key quotes from the book that truly capture its essence. We'll read each one, and then we'll unpack it together. Our first quote sets the entire foundation. It answers the fundamental question, what is a chakra? Chakras are energy vortexes that exist within each of us. These energy vortexes transport energy from the universe around you into your aura and body, as well as between the physical body and the layers of your aura. Let's break this down. The word vortex is so powerful. It's not a passive little dot, it's a swirling, dynamic center of energy. Imagine a little whirlpool or a tiny spinning galaxy. The quote says, these vortexes exist within each of us. This is a universal human design. It's not something you have to acquire, it's something you already possess. The second part is key. They transport energy. This is their job. They are the bridges between the vast, limitless energy of the universe and your personal energy field, which the book calls your aura. And they are also the bridges connecting your physical body to that energy field. So think of it this way. Your body isn't just a collection of bones and organs isolated from the world. It's constantly in a dialogue with the universe. The chakras are the translators in that conversation. They are the ports through which cosmic energy, life force, or prana is drawn into your system to nourish you, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. This single idea shifts your perspective from seeing yourself as a finite, closed-off system to an open, dynamic being interconnected with everything around you. It's a profound and empowering starting point. This leads us directly to our second quote, which clarifies the relationship between chakras and our personal energy field. Together, the layers of your energy body are called your aura. Your aura interacts with your physical body as well as your energy centers, or chakras. So, if the chakras are the ports, the aura is the atmosphere surrounding the ship that is your body. The author explains that our energy body isn't just one simple layer, it has multiple layers. You can imagine it as a luminous, multi-layered bubble of light that surrounds your physical form. This aura is your spiritual signature. It's a reflection of your thoughts, your emotions, your health, and your experiences. The quote tells us that this aura is in constant interaction with both your physical body and your chakras. It's a three-way communication system. What happens in your physical body, like getting sick, can affect your aura, making it look dimmer or frayed. What happens in your emotions, like feeling deep joy, can affect your aura, making it bright and expansive. And the chakras are the mediators in all of this. They regulate the flow of energy between your physical self and your energetic self. So, when you work on your chakras, you're not just fixing a little energy wheel, you are fundamentally improving the quality of your entire energetic atmosphere, which in turn influences your physical health and your emotional state. It's all connected. This quote helps us see the bigger picture of our own energetic anatomy. Now we come to a quote that is arguably the most important one for understanding the practical application of this knowledge. It explains why we should care about our chakras. When our chakras are in balance, our lives are in complete harmony and our health is good. If a chakra becomes blocked, we will eventually experience emotional distress or disease. This is the cause and effect. This is the so what of chakra healing. The first sentence paints a picture of the ideal state, complete harmony. Imagine that. A life where you feel centered, vibrant, and resilient, where your relationships feel balanced, your work feels purposeful, and your body feels strong. The book posits that this is our natural state, the state we experience when our energy is flowing freely and our chakras are in balance. But then comes the warning, the reality for so many of us. If a chakra becomes blocked, we will eventually experience emotional distress or disease. A blockage is like a dam in a river. The energy that should be flowing freely gets stuck. It can become stagnant and weak, or it can build up pressure. And this blockage isn't just an abstract energetic problem. The quote says it will eventually manifest in the real world. It will show up. Where does it show up? First, as emotional distress. This could be anxiety, depression, anger, fear, or a lack of confidence. It's that off feeling we talked about at the beginning. And if that blockage is ignored for long enough, it can manifest on an even deeper level, as disease. The word itself is so telling. Dis-ease, a lack of ease, a state of disharmony in the physical body. This book makes the radical and empowering claim that many of our physical and emotional struggles begin at the energetic level. And if they begin there, they can be healed there too. This gives us a new place to look for solutions. not just outside of ourselves, but deep within. Next, we have a simple but essential piece of information. There are 7 major chakras in the body, as well as several minor ones. While the book acknowledges the existence of many energy centers, its focus, especially for a beginner's guide, is on the 7 major ones. This quote is important because it provides the framework. It gives us a manageable number to focus on. It's not 100 different things you have to learn at once. It's 7. 7 primary energy centers that form the foundation of your energetic system. This book dedicates a full chapter to each of these 7 chakras. It walks you through them one by one, from the ground up. You have the root chakra at the base of the spine, which is all about survival, security, and feeling grounded. Then the sacral chakra in the lower abdomen, the center of your creativity, passion, and emotions. The solar plexus chakra above the navel is your center of personal power, self-esteem, and willpower. The heart chakra in the center of your chest is all about love, compassion, and connection, both with yourself and with others. The throat chakra is your communication hub, governing your ability to speak your truth and express yourself. The third eye chakra between your eyebrows is the seat of intuition, wisdom, and inner sight. And finally, the crown chakra at the very top of your head, your connection to the divine, to universal consciousness, and to your higher self. By focusing on these 7 major centers, the book gives you a clear and powerful roadmap to understanding and healing your entire being, from your most basic needs to your highest spiritual aspirations. Each chapter becomes a deep dive into a different facet of your own life. And now for our final quote. This one is less about the mechanics of chakras and more about the spirit in which we should approach this work. It's a piece of gentle, compassionate advice. Transformation takes patience. Be compassionate with yourself as you bloom. I love this quote so much because it's a permission slip to be human. In our world of instant gratification, we often expect healing to be a quick fix. We want to read a book, do an exercise, and be instantly transformed. But Margarita Alcantara reminds us that true, deep, lasting transformation is a process. It's a journey, not a destination. Transformation takes patience. This work involves unraveling patterns that may have been with you for years or even decades. It's about gently clearing away blockages that have become hardened over time. It requires consistency, dedication, and above all, patience with the process. Some days you will feel a huge shift, and other days you might feel like nothing is happening. This quote tells us that's okay. And the second part is even more beautiful. Be compassionate with yourself as you bloom. The image of blooming is perfect. A flower doesn't just burst into existence overnight. It starts as a seed, buried in the dark. It has to push through the soil, grow a stem, develop leaves, form a bud, and only then, when the conditions are right, does it open its petals to the sun. Every stage of that process is necessary and beautiful. This quote asks us to treat ourselves with that same kindness. As you do this work, you might uncover difficult emotions or uncomfortable truths. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate small victories. Forgive yourself for setbacks. Understand that healing is not a linear path. You are a flower, and you are in the process of blooming. This final piece of wisdom infuses the entire practice of chakra healing with a sense of love and self-acceptance, which is, perhaps, the most powerful healing energy of all. So, to bring it all together, Chakra Healing, A Beginner's Guide, is so much more than just a book about energy. It's a practical, beautifully designed, and deeply compassionate manual for self-discovery and self-care. It takes ancient, mystical concepts and makes them understandable and, most importantly, usable for modern life. It empowers you with a diverse toolkit, from meditation and crystals to yoga and oils, to become an active participant in your own well-being. It's a guide that teaches you to listen to the whispers of your body and the language of your emotions, tracing them back to their energetic roots. Whether you are feeling completely lost and out of sync, or you're simply curious about deepening your connection to yourself and exploring new avenues of wellness, this book offers a clear, supportive, and inspiring path forward. It's a reminder that you hold the power to heal, to find harmony, and to bloom into the most vibrant version of yourself. If you found this exploration helpful and it sparked your curiosity, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people who might need to hear this message. Share it with a friend who you think might be on their own healing journey or who just loves a good, insightful book. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to BookTube English for more deep dives into the world's most impactful books. Now I would love to hear from you. The conversation doesn't end here. Have you read Chakra Healing? If so, what was your biggest takeaway? What techniques resonated with you the most? Or perhaps you have another favorite book on chakras, wellness, or spirituality that you think we should all know about. Please drop a comment below. I read every single one, and our community learns so much from your recommendations and insights. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Be patient and compassionate with yourselves. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.